Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to American Defender. Before we get started today, I'm going to have to ask you to forgive me if I pause a lot or if I stumble on my words a little bit. As you guys know, I've had a couple of really bad accidents over the last couple years, well actually 11 months. So I'm still kind of getting over all of that, okay? And I think it's affected my ability to talk publicly. I pause a little more now when I'm talking, so sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We'll see how this goes today. But if I do, please forgive me. It has come to my attention, due to an uprise of comments, that you guys would like to know about magazines for the BP-12. So I have many videos out on the BP-12. Okay, the BP-12 is my favorite shotgun. All right, I think in the world of semi-automatic shotguns, this is the best value there is out there. Even at its MSRP of $4.99, I still think it's the best shotgun in that market or in that price range. I've had a lot of shotguns. You guys have seen me with VR80s and KRXs and VR60s and MKA 1919s and this thing, and I've messed around with some Remingtons and some Mossbergs behind the scenes, and I just come back to the BP-12. Its balance is perfect. Soft recoiling, fully featured, great sights, great ergonomics, excellent price, very reliable, very durable, just a damn good shotgun. It's very hard to beat these shotguns, especially at the prices they're selling for today. I saw them for $229 on Palmetto State Armory. You know, it's remember when I bought my first one, I paid full price. I paid $4.99 for it. All right, so even at that price, I still think they're worth it. All right, and we're all familiar with the factory mag. Your factory magazine is similar to this one. This one is a factory VR80 mag. All right, but that's your basic magazine. Okay, 5 rounds. These right here, honestly, unless you really want to, I wouldn't buy any more of these, because it's due to the cost of these magazines right here and the limited capacity. To me, it's really just not worth the money, because for the same price of this 5 rounder, actually a little cheaper in some cases, you can get this 9 rounder. All right, and these are both VR80 mags. Remember these models of gun, because these are the magazines that work with this. VR80, VR60, MKA 1919, the KRX, the Panzer BP-12. All of these Turkish semi-automatic box-fed shotguns, they use the same magazine. So it's just a generic Turkish shotgun magazine. Okay. So because of that, and how many of these guns are on the market, this has actually become the most popular 12-gauge magazine there is on the market. And being that I come from the world of the Vepr and the Sega 12, I can tell you from experience, these magazines are actually more dependable, they're more reliable, they're more durable, and they're just better all the way around. And they're more affordable. Okay? Where I was paying anywhere for a 10-round magazine for a Sega, I was paying about $40 a mag for a polymer mag. These right here are 18 bucks. So you can buy 2 of these for the price of 1 Sega or Vepr mag. All right. And when you're on a budget or whatever, I mean, to me, it makes more sense. If this is cheaper to buy and you get 2 of them, and the gun's cheaper to buy and it's more dependable, more reliable, then why not go that route? Okay. So, these are probably my favorite mag out of all of them that are available out there. There's a lot of capacities available. These work good. All right, these are good for hunting and stuff. They do also make a version of these that is I think it's a 3-round version of it for you bird hunters out there. They'll have a big protrusion on the floor plate on the inside, and that protrusion can be cut off and it can be cut level and then that brings us back to a 5-round magazine if you need to. I would just take that out and get another follower, because you can buy followers online as well, or 3D print them. So, but that is something to know. And they do put those limiters in the some of the older 9-rounders. So with the 9-round magazines, there's 2 types. Now both of these, when I bought them, were for the VR80. All right. This is the new style with the slots in it. This is the old style without the slots in it. And the difference between the 2 of these is this magazine actually has a slightly longer body on the magazine than the new model. These older 9-round magazines had that limiter in them. So if you cut that limiter off, your 9-rounder becomes an 11. So you'd want to look for the older non-slotted style, and look and see if it has that limiter in there, and then cut that off, and then boom, you increase the capacity. And this one has my +2 end plate on there, adapter, that you can download for free on Thingiverse. Some of you have wondered about that, how that's going. Well, this one has a test life of 500 rounds on it, and it's still going. So it's going fantastic. All right, I did modify the file, and I've uploaded the new file. I can't figure out how to delete the old one, but I put this lug on the back right here. That's the difference, is I put this lug back here, so you could run a 4mm screw with a couple of washers on there to kind of hold the plate on, because the old style plate that just slides on there while you're shooting it will slide right back off. If you've printed those, there's a fix to that. Okay, so you don't have to waste them. You can either A, get a hose clamp and wrap it around right there and tighten it down. B, you could take a small steel plate, drill a couple holes in it, drill and tap a couple holes into the material here, because I left enough material to do that, because I was anticipating that would happen, and just kind of put a couple of screws in there with that plate, basically whatever you can to cover this little slot where the magazine slides in. You want to cover that off. Or you can also put a little bit of some 5-minute epoxy inside the grooves here, or on the magazine lips right there that slide in, the ribs, whatever you want to call them, the rails, and slide it on there and let it dry, and it'll stay on there. And you probably won't get it back off, but then again, you'll probably never be inside of one of these magazines. And even if you have to break it off of there, there's literally like $2 worth of PLA here, if that, maybe $1.50. Okay, so you have the file for free, and you can make as many as you want. All right, and you can alter them too. I've also been playing around with the length here, and I haven't released it yet, but I have a +4 and a +6 version that I've been messing around with as well. So any which way, these are my favorite mags, are these little guys like this, these little 9-rounders, and I prefer the ones without the slots like this one, because they just give you more capacity. And I'm not a big fan of the slots, to be honest with you, because that allows dirt and stuff to get inside of your magazine. So that is the 9-rounders, right, and my +2 adapter. The next magazine that you'll see out there a lot is this guy, the Big Banana, as I call it. Right? And this is a 19-round magazine. Now, I don't know what it is with this company doing 9 instead of 10, 19 instead of 20, but that's just the way they do it. And what this 19-round magazine essentially is 2 of these 9-rounders bolted together. You see that big old clamp on there. These are also very popular. They're about $50. They're for 2 3/4-inch shells only, whereas the other mags will handle your 3-inchers. This is for 2 3/4-inch only. They make the body a little bit narrower on it, and because of this curve here, a 3-inch shell will get jammed up in there. So this by far is probably my second favorite capacity. It's really fun to load this up with some cheap birdshot and just go have at it. All of these magazines go right in, and again, these are all VR80 mags. This is for a VR80, and it goes right in, locks it back. You can drop it if you need to. It's just, it works. All right. These are a good magazine for this particular gun as well. The next capacity is a 20 round magazine, but it is the drum. All right. Now I have some issues with the drum magazine in the BP-12. They work fine as far as like cycling goes and feeding. This is made by Pro Mag. There's a couple issues I have with it. One, it does not lock back at all whatsoever, so it will not lock the bolt back. I could sit here all day long and it won't lock it back when it's empty. And the other issue that I have with it is it makes the gun so wide. Like you can see how all the overhang that it has, and because of the fact that it is behind the grip, when you go to grab the shotgun to shoot it, you're not getting a full grip. You can see how my hand is up off the grip. That's as low as I can get it, and it doesn't touch my palm. So it makes it really awkward to shoot this particular gun. All right, so for the BP-12, this is probably my least favorite. All right, it does work, and I had to have one because, you know, it's just the way it is. It's like Pokemon, you got to catch them all. But that is another example of what is out there for this shotgun that works with it. Now there's another one that I don't have, and this particular company is always out of them, and I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but they specialize in making kits and hot rodding the MKA 1919. And they take this magazine right here and they take it from a 19 round magazine to a 28. And I think that's the biggest capacity stick mag that's out there for this thing. I think that's the biggest capacity magazine, period, that's made for this thing. So they're a little pricey. These are $50. I think those other ones are like 95 or 129 or something like that. But they're more of a 3-gun competition mag. The ones that I have physically seen have aluminum followers in there as opposed to plastic. They also have aluminum end plates as opposed to plastic. And they come in various different colors with Duracoat and all sorts of stuff, or excuse me, Cerakote. They're a complete custom mag. Some of them are anodized different colors. And they're 28 rounds. And I can't remember the name of the company. If I can figure it out, I'll put it right here. But they sell all of the 3-gun competition stuff for these Turkish shotguns, which the Turkish shotgun has become very popular, very, very popular in 3-gun competition. All right, the BP-12 has, the VR-80, the VR-60, those two have always been, as well as the MKA 1919. The BP-12 is basically nothing more than a bullpup VR-60. What it is. So fantastic shotgun, and you know, this one right here it's going to stick with me the rest of my life. So any which way, I hope that answers your guys' questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to let me know down below, and as always, if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that notification bell and subscribe. My goal is by July 4th now to hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel. We have just passed over the 1,800 subscriber mark, and you know, I'm very excited to see if we can meet that goal by Independence Day. So with that, guys, I will see you all later on. God bless you. Take a kid fishing. Take a kid shooting. God bless America, and I will see you on the flip. Bye now.